Hi there. I'm gonna do a video. It's a tag video from Donnie Mae 71, and then as far as I know, Tiffany, which is City Ducky, has done a video response, and I watched hers and copied the questions down, and I think King Siggy did one, but I haven't watched that one yet. So anyway, this is a 21 questions tag. Sure sounds like a lot, but anyway, just gonna go ahead and do it. I really enjoyed Dottie's video. It was good, but especially the one, I think, before or after that, where she talks about how she's doing and her reflections. I just wanted to say I really see a big improvement in their thinking, and I really haven't been very what do you want to call it, transparent. I have a tendency to go like that too in emotions, and it's hard. It's really, really hard if you've had a hard life, because it just keeps happening, and you just keep thinking, well, maybe one day I'm going to get it right. So I'm still working on that too, and that's part of why I quit the YTO, because I didn't have any content. Anyway, here's the tag video. The tag video is number 1, favorite day of the year. My favorite day of the year is when it changes to spring after sitting through the winter. That's never a certain day, but I really think that's the day that I feel the happiest, because I know that the green trees are going to start happening and all that good, wonderful stuff. Favorite day of the week is Sunday. I like Sundays because it seems like everybody slows down, and it just feels relaxing, and people have that in their mind too. I just love Sundays. Okay, number 3. How many brothers and sisters do you have? My mom and dad, I'm the oldest of 3, so it's myself, and then I have a sister, and then my brother's 6 years younger than me. And then I found out, not until I was really old, in my mind, for knowing something simple like that, that I had another sister from my father's previous marriage. And she did come and live with us off and on throughout our life when she was having issues or something. So I was able to be around her, but it was neat that I had an older sister, you know, so. And then she found out years later, well, actually, they knew about it, but I wasn't told about it, that I have another half-sister equally from my dad's previous marriage. And so we've kind of gotten to know her, and she's awesome. She was adopted, and so she was raised by none of her natural parents. Anyway, so that's really interesting. She's just so cool. My dad would never acknowledge her, though, and he didn't want to acknowledge the half-sister that lives in Florida either, but that's a whole other story. Number 4, are my parents still living? No, not both of them. My dad died in 1998, and I was able to go down to Texas, where he lived with his wife of 20 years. My parents were married 27 years, but anyway, and it was a really hard time. Oh my gosh, I don't even have words for it, because he wanted to go home, and when he was in the hospital, and so he went home, and I wouldn't eat for 3 days. I stayed for 2 weeks, because I couldn't believe they could just walk by him and act like nothing was going on, and, you know, have big dinners, and there was tons of people in and out of the house, and I just thought him in the living room was, to me, that was real disrespectful. And then in the moments that he was passing, I had to go outside, and my brother said, "Marilyn, you better come in here," and I just didn't go in. I could see him after and before, but not during. I don't know, it's just scary, you know. So anyway, so my mom, she's about 81. Yeah, I'm old. And she's in the nursing home, and I'm kind of taking care of her and take care of her money and all that stuff. And she's actually thriving in there, better than she was when she lived in her apartment. So, and then any pets? No. I grew up around animals. My brother had a dog. His name was Duke. That dog was awesome. And then we had a cat. Her name was Tinkerbell. And I think she had 5 litters. And her kittens were so beautiful because she was a calico Persian. Now, I don't know if she was an actual Persian, but she was a long hair, and when we were kids, she would allow us, she was in and out, outside both cat, she would allow us to throw her up in the air. And she just would walk off very stately, you know, like this is what my life is or something. She was such a wonderful cat. And then I had, as far as the pets that I owned, my brothers and sisters both did, but I just never did. We did have a cat, but it was because my daughter got it, or I got it for her, and then she left home and we said, you ain't taking the cat. So we took care of it, and not too long ago, I had to put him to sleep, and his name was Baby. So he was a good kitty. He was too pretty to be a boy. In children, I have 1 of each, and my daughter will be 34 in September, and my son is, let's see, he turned 27 this year in July. So he lives in Indiana, and I see my daughter fairly regularly, so thank goodness for that. My favorite sport to watch is probably going to be football. I always enjoy football when it comes on. That's what I tend to gravitate towards, although I can't say that I'm a regular watcher. So anyway, let's see. Pick one person to be your mentor. If I could say, it would be an older lady that was graceful and marvelous. As far as names to pick, I don't know. You know, with these tag questions, you don't ponder it for 2 days. But I don't know who that would be. I would kind of like to know what makes Meryl Streep tick. She seems to have it all, but I don't know. So, anyway, let's see. Favorite sport to play? Favorite sport to play, I have to go back to when I was a kid, it's climbing trees. And I liked a lot of running, and I'm thinking that that's probably about it. As far as right now, I'm not agile enough to do that, even though if I wanted to, I probably could be. Yeah, I woke up with a stiff neck, so, oh, that hurts. Anyway, favorite song is A Summer Place from, I think, the movie Summer of 42, but I'm not sure. No, it's from the movie Summer Place. Which a lot of people that watch this probably won't even know what that sounds like. Okay, let's see, how old will you be on your next birthday? Boy, I just had a birthday, so I don't even want to think about what the number is for the next year. Ugh. It's just weird, because, you know, when you're older, you still have the same feelings as anybody younger. And so it's hard to say. But I will say that I just turned 58, and I hate that. But it's kind of obvious if you look at me. Anyhow, okay, favorite snack. So next year I'll be 59. Favorite snack is chips and salsa. Chips and salsa and chips and salsa. I always gravitate towards that. Let's see. Alright, number 13. Favorite sit-down restaurant. Mexican. And the name of it here in Kansas City is called Ponaks. P-O-N-A-K-S. And that's my husband's favorite restaurant. He's, you know, we've been going there, being married almost 25 years next March. Real regularly. We have to get our fix on about, I don't know, every month, once a month. And it's just killer. It's so good. I tell you my favorite thing, but I don't want it to be a long tag video. Okay, my favorite food, cake. I love cake. Cake. Just love cake. As far as meals, I don't know. I'd have to think too hard. But probably Mexican. Favorite fast food places? It used to be Taco Bell, but then I found out that their meat was like grade 4, and it was on a package that somebody I knew worked there, and it says that it is edible, like just edible or something like that. So anyway, as far as favorite fast food, I think Sonic tater tots. I don't really like their burgers, though. They taste like stinky feet. It's the only way I know how to describe it. Alright. Favorite soda pop? Coke, but I use the caffeine free because I don't do too good on caffeine, even though I love coffee. I have to go to decaf now. So favorite movie of all time is between Driving Miss Daisy and I can never think of lately the name of this movie. The guy that gets stranded on the island, Tom Hanks, that movie. Castaway. Okay, favorite TV show of all time. Well, doggone it, if I tell you, that's going to be something that y'all probably ain't watched, but I think it was, I liked Lost in Space. You might remember that show. When I was a kid, the whole family would gather in the living room, and Dad would just tell Mom to be quiet because we were going to watch that show. It was awesome. So I liked science shows and that kind of thing. Favorite, country I'd like to visit. I have two. For just the allure and the fascination of it, I've always said Paris. When I was in 6th grade, they taught us, either one or the other language, and I chose French. And I never had to take a foreign language in high school. And I just decided that Paris would be an awesome place to go. But I think as far as, a place that you're comfortable in and that you might like people and actually consider living there, it would be somewhere in England, I think. I bet those are the neatest people in the world. Where people are real and they really care about each other, for the most part. And their language, that would be so fun to just listen to that all day. It would be so great. Yeah. And then, let's see, what do you drive? Right now I'm driving a 1998 Crown Victoria, which is a police car to a lot of people. But I want a big car. If I'm in a crash on the freeways or whatever, I want something between me and the car in front of me. Yes, I do. So that's why we kind of like big boat cars. But, old timers, we drove the big metal boat cars that would pulverize the little cars now. It's a matter of safety. Plus I like leg room because most of my height is in my legs. Okay, what do you do for a living? Right now I'm taking care of my husband, if you want to call it that. I haven't worked for quite a while. The last time that I worked was in, 2004. The last time I worked full-time was, I think, 91, because I remember waking up and 9/11 was on TV. And I really missed that job. I had to quit because I cracked my ankle, and the doctor said, you can have an ankle or a job. Which one do you want? I just went, what? So that was my favorite job. Working in hospitals was awesome. I was just a nurse assistant, CNA, certified nurse assistant, but anyway, I really love that kind of work. There's nothing like it, but it's really hard physically. So anyway, that's my tag answers, and I hope this isn't too long. Alright, thanks, Dottie.